Well, that's good. I'm glad you asked that question. Man, if you watch the episodes of episodes before I came on, the Kiais weren't like trying. Even every ranger was Kiing like the way I don't like to Ki. A Ki is in martial arts comes from the bottom of your stomach, and it's an expression of yourself. And people set katas or forms and tell you where to Ki. But that's like telling me to tell you. It's like me telling you how to feel. I can't tell you how to feel. You feel on your own. So when my students come in, Ki comes from the bottom of your stomach and it helps tighten up your stomach. Everyone Ki's from the lungs. Yeah, Ki. So if you watch episodes, when I started coming on, all the Ki's, every ranger was changing their Ki's. Go watch it, and you'll see because the Ki's were unique and distinct, but also from the bottom of your stomach. When I would Ki, it wouldn't be it would be like from here, from the bottom of your stomach to tighten up your stomach to get into it. And I would tell people when you do a kata, it's not specifically designed where you're going to Ki because maybe you don't want to Ki at that point. So I let my students become like the musician, they play their own music sheet, and every kata that comes up is always different based off your personality and your Ki's. So sometimes in karate they set a form where everyone it's scary, they'll go ah, and it's just scary. And I do tournaments all the time, and I'm like, okay, I get it, but it's not interesting. When you tell a story, if I did 2 moves and people come up and they compete and they go like this. Even though it's good form, I come up and I tell my students to go. So you see 2 moves and you go, that guy won first place. I used to compete all the time, and then before I got Power Rangers, I competed all the time. So it's like telling a story, but it's your own story. Not everyone's gonna go Ki like that. So I tell my students keep their teeth together and Ki versus yeah. When I would do a long Ki, I would go like that versus. Yeah, and it would say on the script, Ki. And everybody that trained from day one when I came on set, you train? Yeah, I do. You train? Do you train? What belt do you? By their answers, I already know they don't train. And by the Ki's, either you're trained wrong or you just train incorrect. Because if you go to Muay Thai and you train in the Muay Thai gym, it's not. So breathing is the most important thing in martial arts. And the Ki's were made to tighten up your stomach. Also was made to, when you're training, to scare your opponent as well, but not from the lungs. So when I would see Ki's and you go look at Super Mega Force, they took clips of my Ki's and added them over other rangers. So watch, you'll hear my Ki's and go, oh yeah, you'll hear them. I see my Green Ranger's not even fighting, but I hear my Ki's. And so yeah, it's like, one of those, as a kid, you don't know any difference. And when the script says Ki, and if you read it, Ki, then I'm like, oh, okay, you don't train. Because the Ki is even from here, from the bottom of your stomach. Nothing wrong with Ki's from the lungs. I'm not saying that. A lot of different forms are saying, hey, I'm going to teach you the way I learned. So we do one move, and then with Ki here. And the Ki's are, or, they do. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't. My students don't. When you see my kid perform and you go up there and you're like, oh my gosh, it's like I tell them, it's like telling a story. I could be up here and I could be super flat, and I could just talk. I could just talk about karate. What a Ki is, it's like boring. Versus really getting into it and telling a story. That's why I love karate. You could watch it, and if it's interesting, you get hooked. And Power Rangers was interesting for all the kids. Colors, the Ki's, no one knows different. There's no. I shouldn't say there's a correct way of Kiing and a wrong way. People train. But my way, I don't do that. Because if you look back to what a Ki is, it should come from the bottom of your stomach and not your lungs. Like Ki, if my stomach's, if I tighten up my stomach, then Ki from here, my stomach's tight versus, don't do that. So, but yeah, and then the Ki's were one of those Ki's that you can hear me on the show. They'd be like, oh, that's him. And then when I would do Disney, I would go, like that, move. But then Disney said quit saying cuss words when I Ki. They told me to stop saying the S word. And the deal memo, I said, I'm not. So, yeah, I was like, okay, let me show you what it sounds like when I do that. And they're like, cut. I'm like, okay, that's cussing. Now, let's do it the way I do it. And I'm like, okay, stick to that way. So, but yeah. So, anyway, thanks for that. Yes.